Hi everyone, my name is Tatum Lewis, and today for my World of Working Animals final, I will be talking about WOJtek the bear. WOJtek was a Syrian brown bear, and compared to other bears, he is relatively small. They can grow up to 4.5 feet and weigh up to 550 pounds. They have a light brown furred coat, and they are the only known bear species to have white claws. As a cub, his parents were both killed by hunters. Later, a shepherd came across him and took care of him, feeding him milk to survive. The 22nd Transport Company Artillery Division of the Polish Second Corps marched by and traded the shepherd for WOJtek. Many of the soldiers were blown away by his joyous energy. The bear was immediately adopted as the company mascot, and the soldiers named him WOJtek, which means joyful soldier in Polish. The military was ill-equipped to care for a bear cub. The troops initially fed him condensed milk out of a vodka bottle. As he grew, so did his taste buds. He got tired of his condensed milk diet, and he would usually be found scavenging around through tents for food. He would even drink beer and wine with the troops, which led to the troops giving him his own mug. Additionally, he would even smoke cigarettes with the troops, insisting that they light the cigarette before he smoked it. He would then take one puff of the cigarette and swallow it whole. Henryk Zacharewicz was one of two Polish soldiers that were given the bulk of responsibilities of taking care of WOJtek. Henryk in particular formed a very close bond with the bear. In most films and pictures that exist of WOJtek, Henryk can be seen nearby. Henryk stayed by WOJtek's side even while he was fighting off a venomous sting from a scorpion that feared his life. Now we will watch a quick video on WOJtek's military experience.
As the 22nd Transport Company received their assignment and was sent to the Italian battlefront in 1943, WOJtek had to be left behind in Palestine due to regulations that prohibited animals in combat. An active war front is typically not an ideal place for a bear, but WOJtek was not a typical bear. To get around the regulation, WOJtek was officially enlisted in the Polish army. He was even given his own paycheck, rank, and serial number. This helped ensure his participation was recorded, and the world knew under which flag WOJtek served. Though there was confusion and likely a bit of aggravation about transporting a bear to the Italian battlefront, the Polish troops eventually got their way. In Italy, there were a series of fortifications known as the Winter Line. In 1944, the Germans held the western portion of that line, and the Allies determined that breaking through that line near a rocky hill known as Monte Cassino would give them access to the Italian capital of Rome. Atop the hill was an abbey that had been converted into a fearsome stronghold. The abbey ultimately withstood 3 assaults before the Allies drove its inhabitants backwards into Rome. During one of these assaults, WOJtek's pal Henryk, serving as an artillery spotter, pulled forward into battle and had to leave his bear friend behind. Left among the men who armed and manned the guns, WOJtek refused to sit idly by. Mimicking the behavior of the soldiers around him, WOJtek began to lift massive crates of ammunition and carry them towards the cannons, disregarding the gunfire and making himself useful throughout the assault. By the time Monte Cassino was in the hands of the Allies, more than 70,000 men on both sides had lost their lives. When the chaos of battle settled, the troops were able to rest, and word of WOJtek's exploits spread. His fearless actions and loyalty in battle made him a hero among the 22nd Transport Company. In honor of WOJtek's deeds, the official seal of the 22nd Transport Company was changed to feature WOJtek marching towards cannon fire, a shell in each hand. The logo was then featured prominently on vehicles, uniforms, and the like.
Post-war life. WOJtek had spent 3 years in the military. Even though his battle days were over, his fame was just starting. It was very hard for many of the troops to say bye to their furry friend. Word went around that a bear was in the military, and in 1947, WOJtek officially left the military. After, he would receive many visitors because of the word that went around. He was appointed in the military as a private, then rose up in the ranks and was discharged as a corporal. He then retired to the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland, where many of his Polish troopers were stationed after war. They then would go and visit WOJtek numerous times to keep him company and catch up. Takeaways. The first takeaway that I wanted to go over and point out was WOJtek is noticed as a war hero. Like I said in the last slide, he was appointed into the military as a private and then rose up in the ranks as a corporal. His service in World War II was a very, very small piece of the puzzle in defeating Nazi Germany. Now, people may think that a bear staying in the military for 3 years and not doing much besides carrying ammo crates might not have done that much. But in reality, it took everything to take down Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany was and maybe the greatest threat that this world has ever seen. Secondly, I wanted to also point out, or thirdly, sorry, I also wanted to point out that times have changed. Obviously, looking back on the video and what I've said in this slideshow, it is not ethical to feed a bear beer and wine, and it is not okay to give a bear cigarettes or any animal in that instance. Now, my question that I wanted to ask you was, in today's world, do you think if WOJtek were to be put in the American Army, if we were in war today, would it be ethical? Now, like I said just now, times have changed. Times people may understand, people may not, but that's the risk that people may take. So that's the question I wanted to ask you. Thank you everyone so much. These are my sources. And this is my peer-reviewed page. Thank you. Bye.